Hello, steadfast Taurus. The coming weeks may unfold more quietly than you expect, yet beneath that calm surface, something meaningful is beginning to shift. What has long felt fixed or unquestionable may gradually reveal new possibilities, inviting you to grow without sacrificing the sense of stability you value so deeply. Rather than asking you to rush into the unknown, this season encourages you to notice where your inner foundation has quietly become strong enough to support a different path. As you move through this period, memories of old disappointments may occasionally return, not to pull you backward, but to remind you of everything you've already endured and overcome. Moments of stillness become valuable now because they help you recognize which parts of your life continue to nourish you and which habits have simply remained because they were familiar. There is room for fresh experiences to enter naturally, whether through a meaningful connection, a creative opportunity, or a conversation that awakens hope you hadn't realized was still waiting beneath the surface. The symbolism of the Ace of Cups suggests that your heart is becoming more willing to receive rather than simply protect itself. If someone new enters your life, or if an existing relationship begins to deepen, allow trust to develop at its own pace instead of forcing certainty. At the same time, the Six of Wands points toward recognition that grows from consistent effort, reminding you that the work you've quietly invested over time is beginning to attract appreciation in ways that feel earned rather than accidental. If career goals or financial plans have occupied your thoughts, this can be a favorable period to approach them with patience and clear intention. Progress may arrive through thoughtful decisions, practical planning, or opportunities that reward your reliability and long-term vision. Trust your instincts, but let them work alongside careful observation, because your greatest strength now lies in balancing intuition with grounded action. To support this energy, you may find comfort in symbols that reflect steadiness and renewal. Rose quartz can serve as a gentle reminder to keep your heart open with compassion. Green aventurine may symbolize growth and new opportunities taking root, while smoky quartz reflects resilience, balance, and the quiet confidence that comes from standing firmly on solid ground. Whether or not you work with these stones, let them remind you that lasting transformation often begins beneath the surface before it becomes visible. As these weeks continue to unfold, remember that every experience carries its own purpose, even when its meaning isn't immediately clear. Keep what resonates with your own journey and release what does not, because every person walks a different path toward growth. Most importantly, never forget that you remain the author of your own choices, and with each intentional step you take, you have the ability to shape a future that reflects the person you are steadily becoming. As we continue exploring the energies surrounding love, career, finances, health, and family, consider carrying the symbolic numbers 32 and 8 with you as gentle reminders of progress and perseverance. A shade like olive green may also complement this season, representing quiet growth, resilience, and the patience to cultivate something meaningful over time. The atmosphere around you encourages balance, not only in caring for those you love, but also in honoring your own needs with the same kindness and consistency. You may also feel inspired to reconnect with people who have quietly remained important to you, whether they are family members or longtime friends whose paths have drifted away from yours. Even a simple message can reopen a meaningful connection and remind you that relationships, much like gardens, flourish when they receive genuine attention. In the coming weeks, steady care, thoughtful choices, and a willingness to embrace gradual change may reveal that the strongest transformations are often the ones that grow almost unnoticed until they become part of the life you've been building all along. There is a quiet kind of wisdom that reveals itself when you give yourself space to slow down. Imagine walking beneath a canopy of old trees, where every step softens the noise of the outside world and allows your own thoughts to become clearer. In places like these, answers rarely arrive as sudden revelations. Instead, they emerge gradually, almost unnoticed, as your mind settles and your heart begins speaking more honestly than it could amid constant distraction. Even if your days keep you close to home, that same sense of calm can still be cultivated within you. A peaceful morning, a familiar corner of your home, or a few uninterrupted moments of reflection can become just as restorative as a walk through nature. Peace is not always found by changing your surroundings, Often, it begins when you reconnect with the part of yourself that has been patiently waiting to be heard. The quieter you become, the easier it is to recognize which thoughts come from fear and which come from genuine inner wisdom. Over the coming weeks, you may feel encouraged to gently adjust routines that have become comfortable, but no longer inspire growth. Taurus naturally values consistency, yet even the healthiest roots need fresh soil from time to time if they are to keep growing. Stability is one of your greatest strengths, but true stability is not the same as remaining unchanged forever. Sometimes it means allowing your habits to evolve, so they continue supporting the person you are becoming rather than the version of yourself you have already outgrown. This isn't about abandoning what has brought you security, but about recognizing where small, thoughtful changes could breathe new life into your daily rhythm. You may find that one new habit, one fresh perspective, or one intentional choice has a ripple effect across many areas of your life. The most meaningful progress often begins with one deliberate decision rather than a dramatic leap, gradually creating momentum that feels both natural and sustainable. Pay close attention to the subtle patterns appearing around you. You may notice recurring numbers, a familiar melody arriving at just the right moment, an unexpected encounter with nature, or an inner feeling that quietly persists no matter how much you try to dismiss it. You might also find yourself repeatedly thinking about the same opportunity, returning to the same idea, or feeling gently drawn toward a path that once seemed uncertain. Rather than treating these moments as certainties, consider them gentle invitations to pause and reflect. They are less about predicting the future and more about encouraging greater awareness of what already resonates deeply within you. They may simply be encouraging you to trust yourself enough to move toward a choice you've been postponing. Sometimes your intuition speaks in whispers, asking only that you listen carefully enough to recognize what your heart has understood long before your mind catches up. As this season unfolds, your steady presence becomes more noticeable to those around you. There is a quiet confidence that grows when you stop measuring yourself against the past and begin appreciating the strength you've developed through experience. Instead of focusing on what once seemed missing, you may begin recognizing how much resilience has quietly taken root through every challenge you've overcome. Someone may be drawn to your calm reliability and authenticity, finding comfort in qualities that cannot be rushed or imitated. They may see in you a sense of steadiness that feels increasingly rare, a person whose actions consistently reflect their values. Whether this develops into a meaningful relationship or simply opens an unexpected connection, allow it to unfold naturally without forcing immediate answers. Some of the most lasting relationships begin without urgency, growing stronger because they are given the space to develop at their own pace. The magician appears here as a reminder that your greatest gifts are expressed through action grounded in purpose. Instead of waiting for perfect timing, you may discover that your consistent effort is already transforming ideas into tangible results. The abilities you've been quietly developing, perhaps without giving yourself enough credit, are becoming practical tools that can help you shape the future you envision. Your practical instincts, combined with growing self-awareness, make this an excellent period to nurture long-term goals, strengthen important relationships, and invest your energy where it can continue to grow. Rather than chasing every opportunity, you'll naturally recognize which ones deserve your time because they align with your deepest values. What once seemed distant may begin to feel attainable because your foundation has quietly become stronger than you realized. Like a craftsman patiently refining their work, you're discovering that lasting success is often built through countless small, intentional choices rather than one defining moment. The Tower carries a gentler message than many people expect. Rather than signaling destruction, it suggests that beliefs, routines, or circumstances that no longer support your future are gradually making way for something more solid. What initially feels like disruption may ultimately reveal itself as necessary adjustment, creating room for healthier patterns and more authentic priorities to emerge. If recent disappointments have shaken your confidence, they may also have revealed what truly deserves your time and commitment. In hindsight, you may recognize that certain endings protected you from continuing down paths that no longer reflected your values or aspirations. Even someone whose path is becoming intertwined with yours could be moving through their own period of reflection, making this a time when honesty and patience create stronger connections than urgency ever could. Shared vulnerability, approached with mutual respect, has the potential to create bonds that are far more resilient than relationships built on appearances alone. The Ace of Pentacles reinforces the promise of steady growth in practical matters. Opportunities related to work, finances, or long-term projects may begin to emerge as a natural result of everything you quietly built behind the scenes. You may notice that the discipline you've practiced over time is beginning to create options that once felt out of reach, reminding you that meaningful progress often arrives after long periods of unseen preparation. Instead of waiting for change to arrive on its own, remain open to exploring possibilities that align with your values and sense of purpose. This is also an excellent time to think beyond immediate rewards and consider how today's decisions can support the life you hope to create years from now. The progress ahead is unlikely to appear all at once, but each thoughtful decision has the potential to become another strong root supporting the future you are patiently creating. With every steady step, you are cultivating a life that reflects not only your ambitions, but also the quiet confidence, resilience, and enduring sense of purpose that have been growing within you all along. In the coming weeks, you may begin to notice practical rewards emerging from efforts that once seemed to require endless patience. Progress is unlikely to arrive all at once, but each encouraging development can remind you that consistent dedication rarely goes unnoticed. What once felt like slow, invisible progress may begin revealing itself through small but meaningful signs that your persistence has been laying a stronger foundation than you realized. An unexpected opportunity, additional resources, or a project with long-term potential may invite you to trust both your practical judgment and your quiet intuition. Rather than chasing every possibility, you'll benefit from recognizing which opportunities truly align with the future you're trying to build. As these possibilities unfold, there is wisdom in keeping your plans private until they've had time to take root, allowing your confidence to grow without unnecessary outside influence. Like a seed developing beneath the soil before anyone sees its first leaves, some of your most promising successes will gain strength through patience and quiet nurturing. The Justice card brings an atmosphere of balance and honest reflection. Situations that have felt uncertain or emotionally unresolved may gradually become easier to understand, not because every answer appears immediately, but because you begin seeing them from a steadier perspective. Time is a way of removing emotional fog, making it easier to distinguish between temporary disappointments and lessons that genuinely deserve your attention. If you have carried disappointments, misunderstandings, or relationships that seemed stuck in place, this period may offer opportunities for fairness, meaningful conversations, or decisions that restore a sense of equilibrium. In professional or legal matters, careful attention to details and integrity could work in your favor as circumstances naturally move toward greater clarity. Instead of forcing outcomes, you'll likely find that patience and consistency create the conditions for lasting resolutions to emerge on their own. For someone who has quietly admired you from a distance, this same energy may inspire them to reconsider what truly matters. They could be letting go of old fears or past experiences that once held them back, making space for a more genuine connection. As they gain confidence in themselves, they may also become more willing to express feelings that have remained unspoken for some time. Rather than dramatic declarations, expect sincerity to reveal itself through consistent actions and thoughtful gestures. A simple conversation, a dependable presence, or someone remembering the smallest details about you may speak more loudly than grand displays of affection. The Knight of Cups suggests that meaningful relationships often begin with mutual respect and emotional honesty, allowing trust to grow naturally instead of rushing toward certainty. Sometimes the strongest emotional bonds are formed not through extraordinary moments, but through ordinary experiences shared with genuine intention. As these connections develop, remember that your greatest strength is not simply your reliability, but your willingness to remain emotionally present while honoring your own boundaries. Being dependable does not mean carrying every emotional burden alone, nor does kindness require you to neglect your own needs. If someone reaches out with genuine intentions, allow yourself to receive their efforts without feeling pressured to define everything immediately. Let the relationship reveal its own rhythm instead of trying to predict where it must lead. Some of the strongest relationships are built one conversation, one shared experience, and one quiet moment of understanding at a time. Trust grows most naturally when neither person feels rushed to become someone they are not. Your physical and emotional well-being also deserves careful attention throughout this season. While career goals and financial ambitions remain important, they should not come at the expense of rest, nourishing routines, or meaningful time with the people who matter most. Your body often recognizes imbalance before your mind is willing to admit it, making small daily habits especially important now. Maintaining regular sleep, balanced meals, and moments of calm creates the steady rhythm your body naturally responds to. Spending time in nature, enjoying unhurried walks, or simply allowing yourself periods of genuine stillness may restore more energy than constantly trying to stay productive. Just as a healthy garden flourishes through consistent care, your own energy becomes stronger when daily habits support rather than compete with your long-term goals. The more balanced your routine becomes, the more clearly you'll recognize which priorities truly deserve your attention. There may also be moments when hesitation tempts you to remain silent, particularly if responsibilities or expectations feel unclear. Taurus often prefers careful observation before speaking, but there are times when your perspective carries more value than you realize. If you recognize confusion surrounding a project or important decision, trust yourself enough to contribute your perspective with confidence and respect. Offering a practical solution or calmly asking the right question could become the turning point that helps others move forward. Your willingness to take thoughtful initiative could earn recognition from those who value dependable leadership, demonstrating that quiet confidence often speaks more powerfully than forceful certainty. Leadership is not always about having the loudest voice. Sometimes it comes from being the person others naturally trust when clarity is needed. Financially, the coming weeks may offer encouraging signs that your patient approach is beginning to bear fruit. Resources, opportunities, or long-awaited payments could arrive more naturally than expected, reflecting the value of choices you've already been making behind the scenes. Some developments may seem modest at first, yet they carry the potential to grow steadily if managed with care. Rather than viewing this as luck alone, consider it a reminder that careful planning and steady commitment often create the conditions for lasting prosperity. Continue making decisions with a long-term mindset, protecting what you build through thoughtful investments and measured judgment. Every responsible choice you make now has the potential to strengthen your future security in ways that extend far beyond immediate rewards. As old financial obstacles gradually lose their influence, new possibilities may begin opening in ways that feel both practical and inspiring. You may discover opportunities hidden within familiar environments, or realize that a skill you've quietly developed has greater value than you previously recognized. Support from colleagues or growing respect within your professional environment could introduce opportunities you had not anticipated, reinforcing your confidence in the direction you're taking. Others may begin seeing you as someone whose consistency and reliability naturally inspire trust. Generosity remains one of your strengths, but it becomes even more powerful when paired with healthy boundaries and wise stewardship of your resources. Lasting prosperity is rarely measured only by what you earn, but also by the peace of mind that comes from managing it with intention. When it comes to matters of the heart, the atmosphere feels gentle and reassuring rather than dramatic. Relationships have an opportunity to deepen through everyday moments of trust, comfort, and shared understanding, while those who are single may find themselves appreciating connections that develop slowly and sincerely. There is beauty in allowing affection to unfold naturally, instead of expecting instant certainty. Shared routines, thoughtful conversations, and simple gestures of care may become the moments that strengthen emotional closeness the most. Instead of searching for extraordinary experiences, you may discover that lasting happiness is often built through the quiet consistency of people who choose to walk beside you, one steady step at a time. In many ways, the love that endures is the love that quietly grows stronger with every ordinary day you choose to share together. As the coming weeks unfold, you may discover that preserving a relationship is often more valuable than winning an argument. There is quiet strength in listening with genuine curiosity instead of trying to prove a point, especially with the people who matter most to you. Sometimes the willingness to pause, ask one more question, or simply allow another person to feel heard can transform a conversation far more than the perfect response ever could. Honest conversations have the power to soften old misunderstandings, reminding you that mutual respect often builds stronger bridges than perfect answers ever could. Looking back on the past may also reveal how far you've come, as earlier choices and experiences continue to shape the wisdom you carry today. What once felt like painful lessons may now reveal themselves as the very experiences that taught you patience, resilience, and a deeper understanding of both yourself and those around you. If you're single, there's no need to rush the search for something meaningful. Whether you're meeting new people through everyday life or online, allow yourself to enjoy the process without feeling pressured to force a connection or fit someone into a future that hasn't had the chance to unfold naturally. Over time, someone may naturally stand apart, not because they arrive with grand gestures, but because their presence feels steady, genuine, and unexpectedly comforting. Their consistency may speak louder than impressive words, creating a sense of ease that allows trust to develop almost effortlessly. When that moment comes, trust your emotional intelligence to guide you, giving the connection room to grow at a pace that feels right for both of you. Relationships that develop with patience often create stronger foundations because they allow two people to discover one another without unnecessary expectations. Within your family or closest circle, a greater sense of balance may gradually emerge. Conversations that once felt difficult could become easier as everyone gains a clearer understanding of one another's perspectives. Your calm and dependable nature can help create an atmosphere where healing feels possible, even when long-standing misunderstandings begin to surface. Rather than avoiding uncomfortable subjects, you may find that approaching them with compassion opens doors that once seemed firmly closed. At the same time, remember that healthy relationships thrive when generosity is balanced with clear boundaries that honor both your needs and those of the people you love. Caring for others becomes even more meaningful when it grows from a place of emotional stability instead of quiet exhaustion. As trust grows, shared experiences may strengthen family bonds in quiet but meaningful ways. Situations involving household responsibilities or important decisions are likely to benefit from fairness, patience, and open communication rather than quick reactions. You may find yourself naturally stepping into a steady leadership role, offering reassurance simply by remaining grounded when others feel uncertain. Your ability to stay composed during emotional moments can become an anchor for those who are searching for clarity. Lasting harmony often develops through many small acts of understanding, rather than one dramatic moment of resolution. A thoughtful conversation over dinner, an unexpected act of kindness, or simply being consistently present may carry more healing power than you realize. Your personal energy deserves thoughtful attention during this season. If you've been pouring most of your focus into work or responsibilities, your body may be encouraging you to restore balance through movement, rest, and activities that genuinely refresh your spirit. Even simple habits, such as spending time outdoors, maintaining the regular sleep schedule, or creating quiet moments away from constant demands, can have a noticeable effect on your overall well-being. Consistent routines, nourishing habits, and moments of reflection will likely serve you better than constantly pushing yourself to accomplish more. The strongest foundation for future success begins with caring for your own well-being, because sustainable progress is built on steady energy rather than temporary bursts of motivation. You may also notice that some decisions you postponed are becoming harder to ignore. While Taurus is naturally thoughtful before making changes, there comes a point when careful consideration must give way to purposeful action. Don't let overthinking become another form of standing still. Sometimes confidence doesn't arrive before the first step, it grows because you're willing to take that step despite lingering uncertainty. If an opportunity calls for your perspective or leadership, trust the experience you gained and allow yourself to move forward with quiet confidence. Others may recognize your reliability long before you fully appreciate the value of your own contributions. For students or anyone pursuing personal development, this could become a demanding yet rewarding period of learning. New responsibilities may challenge you to think beyond familiar approaches, revealing abilities you hadn't fully recognized in yourself. At first, the workload or expectations may seem greater than usual, but each challenge has the potential to sharpen your discipline and expand your confidence. Stay committed to the process, even when progress feels gradual, because lasting knowledge is built through patience and persistence. Every lesson mastered now becomes another strong foundation for future success, preparing you not only for the next achievement, but also for opportunities that require greater wisdom and maturity. When it comes to compatibility, the energy of the coming weeks feels especially harmonious with Virgo, whose practical outlook complements your determination and appreciation for stability. Together, you may discover how thoughtful planning and shared values create a sense of trust that continues to deepen over time. Capricorn may inspire productive conversations about long-term goals and shared ambitions, encouraging you to think bigger while remaining realistic about the steps required to get there. Meanwhile, Cancer offers emotional warmth that encourages deeper trust, vulnerability, and mutual understanding, helping you feel supported without sacrificing your independence. Whether these connections are romantic, professional, or rooted in friendship, they have the potential to grow through honesty, reliability, shared values, and a mutual willingness to invest in relationships that stand the test of time. Thank you for spending this time here and allowing these reflections to become part of your journey. Every reading is simply an invitation to pause, reflect, and consider the possibilities unfolding within your own life, and your presence is what gives these moments meaning. If this reading has offered you clarity, encouragement, or simply a moment of peace, your support through a like is always deeply appreciated. If you'd like to continue exploring future readings together, you're warmly invited to subscribe and stay connected. May the weeks ahead bring steady progress, meaningful relationships, quiet confidence, and many moments that remind you how much can grow when you nurture life with patience, intention, and an open heart.